Broadcast Center. I'm speaking with John Taraborelli from the Avenue Concept. Hi, John. How are you?
Hello.
Thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
So the Avenue Concept is a great organization. It basically handles public art here in Rhode Island. And you guys have installed over 150 pieces of art across the state of Rhode Island. Tell us a little bit about the Avenue Concept and what you guys do.
So the Avenue Concept is Providence's first public art organization, really dedicated to placing art in public space as an enhancement to public space. And just to clarify, when you say you guys, I'm relatively new to the organization.
Okay.
I'm stepping in. Our founder and executive director, Yarrow Thorne, is actually enjoying some well-deserved time off right now.
Very good.
So asked me to come in here and speak on his behalf, but he has really been the driving force for the last 5 years, making this organization what it is, recruiting the artists, working with property owners and local authorities and the local government to get these pieces installed, make these pieces happen, and the result is lots of great artwork downtown and elsewhere around Providence.
Absolutely, and it's definitely something that you notice. I was walking around recently and beautiful murals and sculptures, and it really is a great way to sort of walk around and enjoy art just as you're in downtown Providence.
Yeah, we actually just put out a couple of videos showcasing all the different things downtown, and it just so happens that we've had such great weather where it's a good time to get out and walk around and see all the art that's down here. There's several murals, there's sculpture, there's work by local artists, international artists, and we've got a nice 60-degree day.
I know.
If somebody's
Tomorrow
got a break.
too. I know. Go out and enjoy this while you can.
Yes. If you have a lunch break downtown, go see some art today.
Absolutely. So one of the cool things that happened recently, I would love to talk about this recent installation from an artist who is based here in Rhode Island, Ccopacatty.
Yep.
I got it right. So this is such a fascinating story because he had a sort of 20-year journey to get his artwork installed right here at Kennedy Plaza in downtown Providence. This is such a long journey. Tell us a little bit about how it started and how it ended up finally happening.
Yeah, Peruco is an incredible artist. He's been practicing as an artist for nearly 50 years. He's been in Rhode Island for, I believe, over 30. He is Peruvian born. He comes from the Aymara, which is a pre-Incan indigenous civilization based in the Andes, and his work really represents that. And then he came, like I said, about 30 years ago to Rhode Island and has been living and working here ever since. He's had a studio on Block Island. He now has a working studio in West Kingston, and in 1995, he got the go-ahead from what was then called the Board of Park Commissioners to do this installation of sculpture in Kennedy Plaza. He really had this dream of putting his work in a public place. You know, his art really represents people and everyday struggles, and he wanted to share this art in a very public place. And he proposed this project for Kennedy Plaza. He got the green light for it. He got a key to the city.
Yeah, it was a big deal when it happened 20 years ago.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The mayor declared it Ccopacatty Day in Providence. And then for various reasons, it just never materialized. You know, things happen, funding falls short, timing doesn't work out, whatever it was. It never happened. And then Yarrow, our executive director, had become familiar with Peruco and this backstory behind it, and had been working for, you know, the past 5 years to really bring more art to Kennedy Plaza. The organization, the Avenue Concept, invested several $100,000 in infrastructure in Kennedy Plaza to be able to showcase art. And so the two stories just kind of linked up and started working with Peruco to finally make this happen. And sure enough, earlier this month, we were able to get this 4 sculptures of Peruco's installed in Kennedy Plaza. We had a nice press event. The mayor came out and once again declared it Ccopacatty Day in Providence. Peruco already had the key to the city.
He's like,
brought
yeah, I
it
already
with
got
him.
that, but that's cool.
But now finally this art is on display for people to enjoy and experience, and it's going to be there throughout the spring until the end of May. It'll be coming down right before PVD Fest, actually.
Cool.
So, you know, it was this long time dream of the artist. He finally got to see it through, and it also represents the vision of the Avenue concept to be able to bring this art to Kennedy Plaza and put it out there for everyone to enjoy.
It really seems like if the Avenue concept didn't step in, that it may have never happened.
It might not have. Not to give too much credit. I mean, Peruco has worked hard over the years. You know, he's been honored with an award at the UN. He's showcased all over the world.
Yeah, they actually say that he is more well-known worldwide than even here in Rhode Island where he lives.
Yeah, that so often happens with kind of the local treasures here, where sometimes they're better known outside of Rhode Island than they are here. But hopefully this exhibit goes a long way towards changing that.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk a little bit about his artwork. So he's a sculptor that works in metal. Mm-hmm. So he's such a really funny guy. There's a video on your website, theavenueconcept.com or .org.
.org,
I believe. But a great video about the artist himself. He has a great personality. He says that he's like a magnet to metal. This is his you know, chosen medium.
Yeah, I don't think we can really do his personality justice. Yeah. People should really see the video because he's this very animated character, and he's very passionate about the work, and he gets very excitable in discussing it. And he talks about being a magnet. He says, all the metals come to me.
Come to me, right.
You know, and he works in metal. He's also a muralist, so he does a lot of different things. And he's worked in a lot of different mediums, and it just so happens that all of the sculptures in Kennedy Plaza right now are kind of reclaimed or recycled or reused materials. You know, one is made from reused car bumpers, one is made from reclaimed stainless steel, two of them are made from just recycled metal.
Scraps and stuff.
Yeah, so he's taking what would otherwise be waste and turning it into this really beautiful art that can be put out into the elements and survive the elements, so that everyone can enjoy them even in the middle of winter.
Right. And there are 4 different pieces that are displayed. Do you know if there's a connection with the 4 pieces, or are they just individual pieces that you can enjoy just one at a time?
The short answer is yes.
Okay, all of the above.
They were 4 individual pieces that previously existed. They weren't brand new works for this specific purpose. He had these 4 pieces that existed, but he also felt that if they were arranged together, that they could kind of play off each other and speak towards each other. So one of them is this tall angel figure kind of looking up to the sky, and another is a man, a figure of a man sort of beholding this angel, and then 2 of them are llamas, which are, of course, are a very common animal in his home country of Peru. And so he felt that together all 4 of them could kind of work and reflect his vision. You know, again, his art very much ties into folklore and culture, and he felt that put together as a combination, they could kind of speak with one voice.
Yeah, and they're really beautiful. They're larger than life. You definitely can't miss them when you're down in Kennedy Plaza. And they're going to be there until May.
Yes.
So you can enjoy them until May, but after that, do you think that you will collaborate with him again on another public art display, or do you think he's now fulfilled his dream and he will move on to something else?
Well, I guess that would partially be up to him. We're of course open to collaborating with any artist who shares this vision for public art. And Peruco certainly has more to say as an artist than just what can be represented in this one exhibit. So it's possible, but we are we're working on some projects for the spring and summer that we're not really ready to reveal yet.
Okay.
But there could be some new and interesting things coming to public spaces near you soon.
Very cool.
And in the meantime, we also want to do more programming around this installation while it's running. We're hoping to have some community discussions, and maybe once the weather warms up, get people out and bring them to Kennedy Plaza to really experience it, because they are these beautiful pieces of art that are there for people to reflect on and interact with. Although we do ask that people don't try to ride the llamas.
Don't ride the llama. Nothing good could come from riding a metal llama.
No,
you heard it here first.
It's a piece of metal in a very public space.
Right.
Not
it's
a
probably
good
really
ride.
cold.
Yeah.
Nothing good. So what is your outreach with artists that you choose to display in your work? Is there a way that an artist can kind of what's the word, sort of, I don't know the word I'm looking for, but give you guys an example of their work to see if you could display it, or do you like to seek out the artists that you work with?
A little bit of both. You know, typically, thus far in the life of the Avenue concept, it has been a process of either seeking out the artists or developing partnerships. For instance, some of the murals that are downtown, the two really well-known ones at Washington and Mathewson Streets that face each other, those were two Polish artists, and that came about through a partnership with Inoperable Gallery, which is a public art concept based out of Austria, but founded and run by a Providence native. And so the connection to those artists came about through Nick Platzer, the Providence native who founded Inoperable and worked with us to bring these artists to Providence to do this work. Same thing with the other big mural that happened last year from Andrew Hem, who's an artist based out of LA of Cambodian descent, and he came and did this work that really reflected not only his own heritage, but also Providence's large Cambodian population. And again, that was kind of curated. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, we are an arts organization that is open to partnerships and collaboration. And in the future, we're looking at ways to maybe potentially make that process more open and allow artists to submit work.
Right.
Or
that was the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Submit.
But it's really kind of an ongoing process and an evolution, because the organization's been around for 5 years. It's installed a lot of work, but really we're just getting started.
Yeah, I mean, 150 plus pieces of art installed in Rhode Island. Is there one that you're particularly most proud of? I know that's sort of hard to say, but...
and for me to say proud is difficult, because, to be honest, I wasn't a part of the organization until very recently when most of these works happened. I can say the one that I personally really love is the one by Bedst, one of the Polish artists at Mathewson Street. It's called She Never Came, and it's
I know exactly the one you're talking about. It's breathtaking.
Yeah. For those who haven't seen it, it's a guy seated at a table, kind of tossing what you can assume might be an engagement ring in the air, and he looks very forlorn and sad, and it's a really powerful piece. It really kind of stops people in their tracks.
That's the story. I was walking past, and I literally had one of those moments where, if you look at a huge mural this big, you only see a little piece of it, but if you take a step back and you enjoy the entire piece, it's truly breathtaking, really amazing. I could probably have a whole other interview about how that piece was actually, put on this wall, on the building. It's just incredible how it happened.
Yeah, so I'd say that's my personal favorite. I can't claim any credit
right.
for how it came together, but I really love that one. And actually on our website, there's a really great interview. There's a video of an interview with this guy, Johnny, who's the parking lot attendant there, who probably spends more time with those two pieces than anyone, and he just talks about how he feels about them and how he's seen people react to them.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting because they've kind of become Providence landmarks. You see them in the background of a lot of selfies.
Yes, absolutely. Selfie-worthy public art.
Yeah, maybe that's our new slogan.
Yeah, maybe hashtag that. Well, John, thank you so much for being here. The Avenue concept, we'll have a lot of information on GoLocalProv.com that you can check out. You can read the blogs on the installations that they've done. And thank you again for being here today.
It's been a pleasure.
I'm going to take a quick pause, and I'll be right back.